industry has asked for 6 additional months to get ready for the rollout of the GST, but it's not just India Inc. that's worried about the timeline. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley is worried as well. Only in his case, it's that April 1 deadline is fast approaching. But we learned that the GST is just one of the many headaches that the Finance Minister has to contend with.
So there's a lot of work to do.
Ominous words from the Finance Minister as he elaborates on the challenges the government is facing when it comes to rolling out the much-delayed goods and services tax by the 1st of April 2017. Yes, there has been some satisfaction that over 16 states have ratified the constitutional amendment bill. But even as the procedural formalities like seeking the President's approval continue, Jaitley says there are pending issues that need to be sorted out by the GST Council, and this could run into early November. A few obvious ones that come to mind: fixing the revenue-neutral rate or the standard GST rate, pruning of central excise exemptions and their grandfathering, and the issue of dual control. The centre will discuss these matters when the GST Council meets for the first time.
If we are able to successfully transact those issues, then in the winter session of Parliament, the central legislations the drafts are already in public domain, with some changes would have to be brought in. The states would have to pass their own legislation. Now, if we look ahead, it's a very stiff target because we are running against time. But I think I would certainly like to give it a try.
Now, while tax rates of goods are expected to fall under GST, service tax will go up. And though the minister has repeatedly said the centre and states will behave responsibly in deciding the rates, it will be a fine balancing act. But goods and services tax is not the only thing the finance minister is worried about. One, there's the process of reviving the health of public sector banks and the fight to ensure the government has enough money to meet the bank recap commitments given out in the budget and after. Two, the government is facing public and political pushback on its idea to privatise government-owned banks. Three, not everyone is happy with the idea of lowering the government's stake in IDBI Bank to 49%. In the midst of all of this, of course, is the clamour for lower rates, which in turn give other sectors like real estate a fillip. But for this to happen, inflation must first come down.
As we move forward, and if inflation comes under greater control and the rates stabilize, in fact come down a little, it will certainly help the housing market in India.
All this means the next few months are going to be hectic for both the Finance Ministry and the Modi government. And if they do decide to go ahead to advance the budget session of Parliament to January, the economic calendar promises to be high on tension and action and low on breathing space. In New Delhi with Sapna Das, this is Shireen Bhan.